Hey everyone, and welcome to part 4 of the Range Rover Velar Hidden Feature series, exclusively on LordTechPro, the Lord of Tech. At the end of part 3, I believed all the hidden features on the Velar had been discovered, but I found yet another one. As you can see, the front and rear doors are open, with the front seats sitting right up against the dashboard, because I discovered this lonely connector dangling underneath the front seat, not connected to anything. To state the obvious, this technically would be connected to something on other Range Rover models which share the same wiring harness but have a different type of seat. Unbeknownst to Land Rover, it is possible to add this deleted feature back into the Velar through what's inside this package from powerfuluk.com, a pair of configurable Footwell Ambient lighting LEDs. Land Rover made absolutely zero efforts to hide the Footwell LED connector, and one just needs to peek underneath the front seats to spot the wire and make sure the indentation on the LED port matches up with the raised spine on the connector, and we have light off. One would believe all that's required to do is to slot the LED into some sort of enclosure. However, Land Rover conveniently forgot to include a housing on these seats for the rear Footwell lighting. In contrast, the front Footwell ambient lighting has a dedicated housing for the LEDs. The other main problem is they could have used copious amounts of zip ties like on the driver's side seat over here. There is no way to cut them without snapping off the connector wires. Now enough of the problems, let's take a closer look at the LEDs themselves. They have 3 pairs of pins to set the color to either white, blue or red. To select a color, simply attach the included pin cover to the one labeled R for red or the one labeled B for blue, or you could just leave it at white. What you should do is cover the metal contact points and the LED board in copious amounts of electrical tape, since the attachment process involves shoving the module into the seat base foam. Don't bother with double-sided tape. It simply does not stick to the plastic base plate. What you should do is thread the wire through the zip tie until it is long enough to tuck underneath the plastic base plate and into this rectangular crevice on the right. Then connect the light and push it towards the far right corner so there's enough friction to prevent the light from popping out. This is how it looks when night falls. The first key click unlocks the driver's door and the second one unlocks the passenger doors. The rear of the cabin is better illuminated than up front. I'll explain why in a second. If I open the door, the factory Footwell LEDs are seen, along with the red ambient lighting. The illuminated sill tread plates also do their part in aiding ingress. I'll open the rear door and look at that. A brilliant pool of light fills the rear footwell. It is amazing, especially because the Velar's door opening is incredibly narrow at the bottom, as the rear wheel well and the seat base encroach into the foot entry zones. With the added brightness of the LEDs, it makes getting into the rear seats less cumbersome. To minimize driver distraction, when the doors are closed, these LEDs drop down to match the brightness level of the OEM ones up front. In blue LED mode, the lights shine bright when a door is opened, then once all are closed, reduce in intensity and switch to blue at the end of the curve. For the red LED mode, the same operating procedure is followed. This is the remote control of a cheap ambient lighting kit one may find online. And those things look absolutely hideous, with wires in the power supply poking out everywhere. Well, it's time to say goodbye to these remotes, because similar to how the upper ambient lighting in the Velar can be adjusted through the top TouchPro Duo screen, the same dimmer dial near the driver's knee, which is used to control the rest of the cabin lighting, can be used to seamlessly control the brightness of the Footwell LEDs that we just installed. This opens a whole new set of possible color combinations for the ambient lighting on the Velar. You can either match it to the upper cabin or choose a contrasting color. My personal favorite color combo is red and spark blue. If you've made it this far into the video, do consider hitting that like button. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, a sub to the channel would be miraculous. Also, don't forget to enable notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload a new video. Now back to the video. The built-in dimmer also works on both color modes of the LEDs. So you can turn off the upper ambient lighting and still have the Footwell lighting, or turn both off and go full stealth mode. When the engine is turned off, the LEDs switch to white and shine bright until you exit and shut the door. Upon pressing the lock button, they slowly fade until all the cabin lights are turned off. That's it for this video guys, and thanks for watching LordTechPro.